Tony Day and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Sunny, starring Rashida Jones as a woman who she marries a dude in Japan, and then they have a kid, and then he and the kid mysteriously disappear on a plane, and she's left kind of wondering what happened to them. And the company he works for sends her a prototype robot called Sunny as sort of a consolation prize, and to keep her company while they're still trying to figure out what happened to him. So then, her and the robot, that's the husband. Her and the robot become friends, of course, and over the course of the series, they're trying to solve the deep mystery of what happened to the son and the father. And will she figure it out? Will the robot betray her? Yada, 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 yada. So, like, every time I see a series like this, it always feels like Lost. The TV series Lost. July 10th, if you want to say it. And the reason it always feels like Lost is because I think many of the TV shows that they are making now are modeled after Lost in some ways. They're wildly successful. The robots, or not the robots, the shows like Lost, where there's an endless tease. See, as long as there's an endless tease, you'll keep coming to the show. So, for instance, if I write a show and it's about me and my dog, right, Joan? But there's some mystery. Who left the dog? Like, I find the dog on the doorstep, Joan. She won't shut up during the video. But there's some mystery, right? Some mystery box, as J.J. Abrams calls it. And you drop that right from the beginning of the show, and it's really weird, and people are dealing with it. But then, over the course of the series, you drop more, and then you slowly start to eke out little clues. And as the show progresses, you kind of eke out more clues, but then you also want more mystery boxes, so they tune in for next season and next season and next season. And you just keep dripping out the mystery boxes, sometimes paying them off, but mostly you don't. And that's the problem with modern TV and movies in general. Everything's a mystery box, and it never really pays off. There are exceptions. Breaking Bad was a total exception to the rule, I think. They didn't really have too much of a mystery box sensibility to it. There were lots of payoffs, especially towards the last season. And they just built good characters and things happened. In TV shows like this, I feel like they're just going to give me one long tease. They're going to keep teasing and teasing and teasing until they're 3 or 4 seasons in and they've already forgotten what happened in the first season. Like, this kind of stuff stacks up, and you have to remember everything that happened, and you have to make these details make sense. If you don't, you're just jerking people around to get them to watch a show, and then you just end it. I feel that's the majority of TV shows. It has to drive towards something, and I feel like, too, there should be a moratorium on seasons of a show. It should be one episode, one story for many different TV shows. At least for the first couple of seasons. One episode, one story. And then, maybe if we're really into the characters, you could do a 2-episode, 2-parter, or a 3-parter. And then really, if this is like a huge hit for the final season, maybe you do a whole season where it's one long story culminating in the final thing, and then it ends. See, that's what makes a good story too. It ends. It's not just one long tease. Well, how much more money can we squeeze out of this? These shows don't have a design for an ending, and it's becoming more and more apparent the more and more they make. And then they just kind of die. Some don't even make it to the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th season, and you don't even get to see the end of the tease. I feel like that's where this show is headed. Now, maybe not. Maybe they wrap it up in the first season and call it a day. That would be great. But I don't trust these people long, as far as I could throw them. So I'm not going to waste my time until I'm sure. So if some nerds come back and say, "Oh man, this show's great, you got to watch it," and it ends, maybe. Yeah, then maybe I'll watch it. Even then, I still might not like it. But anyhow, it's called Sunny. It doesn't look bad. It just looks like, again, a tease. And that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes. If you can find a more base take, I say, take it. I will be doing a live stream tomorrow at 7 where we do it live. Father's Day live stream. So make sure you call your dad. We'll see you in the next one.